Greetings everyone, and welcome to Sonic Universe 74, the final part of the Spark of Life. Will the conclusion be epic, or just meh? Let's not waste any time. Last time, we discovered that Nicole's original function was to prepare a neural mapping network to receive a living mind. In this case, Dr. L. Liddy's dead or dying daughter, Nikki. Unfortunately, the transfer was unsuccessful and Nikki was lost. Phage made her move and took control of the Badniks, and much of Dr. L. Liddy's systems. To make matters worse, Dark Gaia monsters arrived. Tails and Big went to the Lake of Rings to get one of the items Phage was after, a Chaos Emerald. At the same time, Nicole tried to escape Phage's presence, but the entity was spreading too fast. So Sally entered the digital realm to give her friends some much-needed support. We start with Phage setting her sights on Sally and Nicole. Sally blocks Phage's attack and tells Nicole to get out of the system. Nicole, however, summons a digital fork, I'm guessing that's what that thing is, and pierces Phage's core. And what did that accomplish? Making Phage mad. Sally tells Nicole to get to her handheld while she plans to escape via digitizer. Instead, Nicole grabs Sally and both fly off. Tails and Big arrive at the Lake of Rings, which is surrounded by Badniks. Thankfully, Big's mad fishing skills allow the two to grab the emerald from the lake. Unfortunately, Dark Gaia monsters trash their ride. Back inside the digital representation of Dr. L. Liddy's computer, we learn that Nicole tried to escape back to her handheld, but Phage prevented her escape. They then have a moment to discuss Nicole's reckless behavior, which leads to Nicole explaining to Sally how she can do things, like flying, in the digital world, but her mind has to believe she can do it. Oh my goodness, this is like the Matrix. Anyway, Sally figures Phage has cut off access to the real world, and Nicole states that the greater digital world is still accessible. Sally tells Nicole to recreate one of Dr. L. Liddy's ring inventions because she has a plan. Phage frantically searches for the two when Sally draws her attention by taunting the virus. Sally's logical mind prevents her from moving as fast as Sonic, but she makes it on the other side. Phage follows, and it is here that we learn the plan. Those yellow sparkles right there? Turns out Sally and Nicole are using tether rings, and Nicole pulls Sally back into Dr. L. Liddy's computer. Nicole tries to seal the entrance, but Phage is trying to break back in, stating that she will get the emerald and the research. Back in the real world, the Badniks buzz through the door. In a desperate move, Dr. L. Liddy places a red star ring into Nicole's handheld, and ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Overclocked Nicole. That's right, she has a super form. The extra power boost allows Nicole to clear the system of Phage's influence and kicks Phage out of Dr. L. Liddy's computer. With Phage gone, the Badniks return to Dr. L. Liddy's control and fend off the Dark Gaia monsters. Sally and Nicole share a moment while Nicole looks at her new pink form. The next morning, the group prepares to rendezvous with the others at Apatos. Sally and Dr. L. Liddy discuss things like how it was the Chaos Emerald that formed the Red Star rings, and the Free Empires are getting one of the rings. Before parting ways, Dr. L. Liddy confesses that he wasn't treating Nicole fairly. Sally, however, says that he should tell Nicole this. Dr. L. Liddy goes on to think about Nikki, how she and Sally might have gotten along, and that she suggested the archive database be public. Sally leaves L. Liddy with his thoughts. As she's about to explain everything to Nicole, Nicole tells Sally that she's figured out everything when she discovered Nikki's files. She goes on to explain her original purpose, but theorizes that it was her, not Nikki, that adapted to the neural scan, eventually starting the path to her current state. And she understands if Dr. L. Liddy doesn't want to interact with her. However, Dr. L. Liddy approaches her and gives her the second Red Star ring. With his lab needing repairs and the lake unable to produce more without a Chaos Emerald, he figured Nicole could study it and report her findings to him. As the group prepares to take off, Sally is about to remove the ring from Nicole's handheld. Nicole, however, wants to feel the wind on her face. And so the issue, and the story arc, ends with our heroes flying away victorious. The ending is okay. There are plenty of good things to talk about it. First, and most importantly, the character interactions between Sally, Nicole, and Dr. L. Liddy. This is their arc, and it shows. You can tell here that Sally and Nicole have definitely formed a strong bond. For example, we've got Sally going into the digital realm and risking her life to get Nicole back into her handheld. Nicole in turn did not want to see her friend risk death, so she acted by her definition irrational. but it shows when push comes to shove, Nicole will mess you up. Let's break down the characters a little bit more. Sally proves that she is worthy of being a tactician. In this story, I admit, tricking Phage out of Dr. L. Liddy's computer system was clever. Almost makes up for the time she nearly got her team killed in issue 267. I repeat, almost. And nice use of tether rings from Knuckles Chaotix, though I have to point this out. The dialogue here suggests Dr. L. Liddy created the tether ring technology, which makes sense because he worked on various ring technologies like Sally's ring blades. But in Sonic Universe 63, we have Knuckles and the Chaotix using tether rings right here. Now, either the Chaotix encountered Dr. L. Liddy at some point and got some tether rings, somehow, or we've got a continuity flub here, or the Chaotix were using something that resembled tether rings. Back to this issue. It's understandable that Sally cannot do a variety of things in the digital realm because her mind acts rationally and logically. Nicole can do many things in the digital realm because she believes she can do it. You know, there is irony in there somewhere, I just can't point it out. So, Nicole has a new super form and uses it to win the day. Is it a cop-out? Debatable. On the one hand, Overclock Nicole easily booted out Phage and everything returned to normal instantly. No consequences whatsoever. On the other hand, there was set up in issue 72 with the Red Star Ring's introduction and how Nicole might use its power. Overclock Nicole might just be limited to the computer world, but who knows where this concept will go. Though I admit, Overclock Nicole reminded me of Burning Blaze, just with more pink and red star ring decorations. When Nicole shares the Nikki revelation and how she got the neural mapping instead of her, she definitely feels guilty about it. A girl died so that Nicole can live, and she understands if Dr. L. Liddy doesn't want to see her. This takes us to Dr. L. Liddy himself. I like that he doesn't just go up to Nicole right away and they're all pals now. Again, his daughter is dead, something that will be with him for the rest of his days. And seeing Nicole is like seeing the personification of failure to save his daughter's life. Though he does admit he hasn't treated Nicole fairly, and he gave Nicole the second Red Star Ring for study. Consider that an olive branch, as it were. Heck, it's because of Dr. L. Liddy that Overclock Nicole saved the day. Sure, the controlled badniks were closing in, and it was a desperate move, but it ultimately paid off. Sadly, we don't learn more about Phage, where she came from, or why Eggman created her, or even if Eggman created her at all. Even Eclipse got a brief backstory in Shadowfall. I should point out that Phage is crazy when not fully in control. At first, she's calm and collected because it looks like she's going to win. It's only when Nicole strikes her core that Phage started to lose it. Also, the more angry and out of control she is, the more her mask disintegrates until there is little to no mask left. Although we never learn more about Phage, I'm kinda glad she's still around. It opens potential future story opportunities, and it gives Nicole a possible arch enemy. Now for our token Sega characters. Tails, sadly, was a living prop. He could have been replaced by Rotor, and it'll make little difference. For Big, what he had going for him in this arc was he had a big heart, and he's got some impressive fishing skills. And it's thanks to those skills that our heroes now have 4 Chaos Emeralds. If you don't take into account the events of Champions, that is. The final score for this issue is an 8. Was the Phage resolution a cop-out? Again, debatable, but the character interactions between Sally, Nicole, and Dr. L. Liddy more than make up for it, plus Tracy Yardley's art is always great. Aaliyah Baker did a great job writing this story, and I hope to see more of her work in the future. Next time on Sonic Universe, we are celebrating a single-issue milestone story, featuring Metal Sonic, just before a crossover with Mega Man. Anybody else getting deja vu? Until then, have a good day, and be safe.